Good morning and welcome to today's reflection. Today I'm reading Psalm 95, but I'm going to do it in sections because it's a bit like the stages of a journey. It could well have been written to go with a journey to the temple in Jerusalem. In the first two verses, we can hear people excitedly getting ready to set out. And in the current circumstances, they might even reflect our own feelings at the prospect of getting back to church with no restrictions. Come, let us sing for joy to the Lord. Let us make a joyful noise to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before him with thanksgiving and extol him with music and song. The next three verses might represent the journey itself, looking round at the scenery and praising God for all he has made. We might imagine ourselves doing something like this, even on a short walk or a car journey to church, maybe. We won't see mountain peaks, but we might just see the sea, and we'll certainly see trees and grass and flowers and hear the birds singing. For the Lord is a great God, a great King above all gods. In his hand are the depths of the earth, and the mountain peaks are his also. The sea is his, for he made it, and the dry land which his hands have formed. Then the travellers reach the temple and prepare for worship. We tend to prepare for worship by having a chat, and I dare say that after the restrictions are lifted, there'll be plenty of catching up to do. But then comes the important part. Come, let us bow down in worship, and let us kneel before the Lord our Maker. For he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture, the flock under his care. Then it's time for the sermon. The preacher urges us to listen to God's word. Oh, that today you would listen to his voice, he says. And then come the words of God himself. Do not harden your hearts as in the provocation, as you did in the day of temptation in the wilderness, where your ancestors tested me. They tried me, though they had seen what I did. 40 years long was I angry with that generation, and said, they are the people whose hearts go astray, and they have not known my ways. So I declared an oath in my anger, they shall never enter my rest. And there the psalm finishes. Well, that's not a very positive note to end on, you might think, especially after a long and dusty journey. But the psalmist is just reminding the people about the threat that God made against the ancestors when they were being particularly truculent about endlessly wandering around in the desert and grumbling that God had deserted them. The writer of the letter to the Hebrews, probably Paul, quotes this passage and says, just see to it that none of you is a deserter from the living God, but day after day encourage one another, so that none of you is made stubborn by temptation. For we have been made able to share in the peace of Christ, if only we hold fast to our faith and our trust. Well, it seems we can start looking forward to getting together again in church or with friends and families. But at the moment, we just need to keep the faith and stay patient for a few weeks more. So thank you for joining me today. May God bless you and all those you love and care for.